Hello everyone, welcome back to Thornton Hundred Motorcycles YouTube channel. My name's Jody. We got some huge stuff coming in 2021 and some big announcements in this video too. So let's get into it. Welcome back everyone. So it's been a little bit of a break since we last saw you and our last video on the Tiger. Me and Alex have had our heads down in the workshop. We've been doing all sorts of bits and bobs, doing a lot of development work and obviously working on the video for our world's fastest bobber. If you follow our socials, you will have more regular updates for that. So follow us at Thornton Hundred Motorcycles on Facebook and Instagram and you'll be able to see those regular daily updates too. Lots has been going on in the background, as I said. We've actually got a new videographer, so behind the camera we have Stevie, and he's basically gonna follow us around and make sure he captures all of those good bits, everything that goes right and everything that goes wrong, so you guys can really follow our progress and see what we do and how we do it. Little bit of a workshop update. So right here, we've got my world's fastest bobber. This is really coming along now. The video's still being done and obviously the bike isn't finished yet. Dennis from Menace Media is working on this video for us. This will be our last video from Dennis. Brilliant guy, done a really good job, but it's time for us to have Stevie behind the camera capturing every little moment for us. This has just had its wiring loom fitted. We're almost ready for a first fire. So we're gonna get all the code written up for the ECU so it knows what it's doing. And then hopefully you guys can capture the first fire with all the new kit in it. What we have here is another wide wheel bobber, but this customer has requested a couple of little bits that we don't actually do yet that me and Alex have been working on and developing. So we're actually putting a passenger seat on this bike. We can go into a little bit further detail on this in another video, but that's going to be really cool. And also he's asked for a paddock stand as well. A few customers asked for paddock stands. We're going to be looking at that today in this video in a little bit of time. We have this bike here, which is a stock bike that's sold. And this one's going to Poland along with another bike that the customer has ordered. The next bike that we're doing is absolutely insane. It's the most expensive bobber we've ever sold. It's got some serious development and engineering going on in it, and I can't wait to get into that video. We're gonna do a whole video series on that one bike because it's gonna be so special. This one, if you follow our socials again, you'll know what it is. It's the 2020 Speed Triple RS Supercharged. One of the hardest bikes we've ever done, even harder than the Panigale we did. It's just so complicated, there's so much going on and we're trying to stuff a lot into a very small package. We're going to come back to that bike again further on down the line in some more video series. So if we back up, you'll see the Rocket 3 TFC down here. Now this bike, as you know, has taken a very long time for us to do. Again, a very difficult bike to develop, not a lot going on in terms of sort of space and packaging, and we're trying to make it look really smart and really cool. Forget about all those for the moment. Today we're focusing on this bike and developing a paddock stand. A couple of customers requested this and I really want to make something really smart, something really neat, but I don't want to over-engineer it too much. We don't want to be spending £1,000 on a paddock stand. We've got to come up with a complete new design for the paddock stand there on the side plates and the back. Make it easy to manufacture, quick to manufacture, and make it look really cool as well. So I'm going to grab my steel rule and I'm going to grab my tape measure and my iPad and then see what I come up with. Okay, so we've had this laser cut now, and the reason I've had it laser cut, even though it's just a prototype, is because we couldn't 3D print it and actually physically test it because it wouldn't be able to lift the bike. It's got to lift about 100 kilos or so. So Nigel at Press Fab has very kindly laser cut this one out for us, and I've actually welded it up very quickly, put thread in the bottom and bashed some wheels on. to try it on the bike. Now, I've already tried it and it doesn't work, and I'll show you why. And this is why prototypes are a good thing. If I come around here, basically on our makeshift bobbins here, we've got to make this sort of fit into there. And as you can see, I'm having issues getting it to fit and also clear the number plate at the back here. So what I need to do is need to bring this down about 40 mil and then bring it forward about 20 mil, and we should be able to just kind of hook onto there and then jack the bike up nice and easily so it's not too high. And hopefully that should work, and it should be nice and easy to get on and push down and not be too aggressive when it kind of flips over its center of gravity and pulls down. So let's get into design it again. So we're all redesigned now and we've had it laser cut again. So what we've ended up with is 2 new side plates that have a better sort of interaction with the TH, as before it wasn't actually that nice. I wasn't too happy with it. I've moved this down and forward 20 mil, so hopefully we can get that up and into the bike. I changed the tolerance on this, I made it a lot tighter, so it should be a lot easier for me to weld. And I've changed the design on this too, so we get a little bit more space to get your hand in and lift it up as well, because before I've got quite big hands. So wanted to be able to just reach my hand under and grab it. So I've got to grind and prep these surfaces, slide them into there, weld it together, bash your wheels on and see if it works. Okay, so I've just put the wheels on, I've taken them off this one, put it onto this one. I've actually threaded the plate as well, so we can just screw straight in. So let's see if it fits. Fingers crossed, because I don't want to be going backwards and forwards to the laser cutters the whole time. So the spacing should be correct. So if I just slide this in here like that. Okay, that's a good sign, that's a good start, because we got clearance here at the back by the number plate and the tyre as well, so we should just be able to make sure we're not damaging the paint because you haven't got proper bobbins on it yet. Just push down, not too much effort, and then it should just kind of click over center, just like that. Look at that, that is lovely. Okay, and that's a good height actually on the wheel as well, isn't it? So yeah, we're off the ground about 25-30 mil there. So okay, cool. So what we've got to do now, I've got to design the bobbins. We've got to get this one painted up. I've got to spec some nice bolts for these as well. Want to be able to cover up the bearings and come up with some nice little bits like that. But that is essentially the paddock stand, the Thornton 100 paddock stand. I'm really happy with it, and actually that operation is really, really smooth. It lines up really well, so I'm happy the way that it's flat there and the height that it all sits at. So I'm sure my customers are going to love this. Let's get on to the next part, which is making the bobbins and painting it. Okay, so we're all done now. We've got the final product sat here. I've just rattle canned this one black just to make it pretty for you guys on YouTube. But when the customer orders their bike and they spec a paddock stand, we'll actually match it to the color of the bike, so it'll look really smart. So we've machined up these bobbins, aluminium, put a nice little recess in there so we can sit the bolt in. It looks really smart. And also we've got these lovely bolts at the bottom here. So these are actually titanium and then nitrided black. So really happy with how the whole thing looks. It looks really smart. It's actually really functional. Right, so that's all done and dusted. That's going to be available to purchase on our web shop in a few weeks' time. So if you click the link below, that will take you to our website and you'll be able to check out all the cool stuff we make. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next week.